Here on today's episode of Tackle and Grapple. Nah, first things first. Dana, someone out there, I need a fight. I'm 220. 205 or heavyweight. Heavyweight, give me a month. 205, I need 1 week. And you can get the business. You. Anybody. That's who I'm telling you. And you should be scared. And you should be scared, you dig? Back to being nice. Because I don't like being mean, but the people deserve the show. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The people deserve the show. Me and my people that I'm going to start training, taking over. Period. End of sentence. End of discussion. Anyway, like I said, I don't like being like that. Back to what I really care about. And that's health, wealth, and a good ass time. You dig? Woo! This is the, and by the way, everything's okay, great podcast. So you know what we do here. We talk about life. I think the most important thing that I learned being in the military was there being a standard. You dig? And I think we can all agree everyone can reach. I would be willing to bet that I could train damn near almost any American to at least pass the standards of military standards today. Now, some it would take longer than others, but now what I was sitting here thinking is, well, there's old standards and new standards. But definitely the old standards where it was just running, push-ups, sit-ups, you could, anyone could do that. The new ones is a lot more stuff, and it's more tailored to big, strong motherfuckers like me. Anyway, cops. I'm gonna share my thoughts on, this almost goes the same for military, how training should go. Now the military kind of already does this. But basically, I'm gonna give you my version of the Training Day movie. It's almost how training should play out a little bit. I don't think you should be able to even be a cop officially until you've gone to 100 doors in neighborhoods and been graded on those interactions that you make on those door-to-doors, or even on those, door-to-doors is probably the best way. And I think cops need to start being like, as far as the protecting and serve part, and I think we could all get on board with this, as far as cops being more educated to be able to serve. So if you're required to make 100 door-to-doors, and you're getting graded on those, and how you get graded on those is whether, basically it's letting people vote on whether you will be a good police officer in your community or not. And I think what cops could bring to the table to make them, cops are already valuable members to society, that's true, but I think what even would take police to the next level would be having them educated So, and I believe educated in stuff about cars, household, like household care, and even potentially farming. And I'll tell you what. So, cops, if you go and knock on someone's door and you're there to protect and serve, first you should be looking to, assess, if they're opening the doors, there are a bunch of like doors slamming before the doors come, like they're hiding stuff, that sort of thing. But more than anything, when someone answers the door, just I'm from the police department, and to make it's something you could use, having a good education to make a good rapport, I believe is the right word, with someone. So like if you, hi, I'm with the police department, I'm under, I'm training, I was wondering if, there were just something simple. Have you had any issues in this neighborhood? Have you had, any issues within your home? That sort of thing. Or have you had issues, even something simple as, are you having, car problems? Are you having problems within your household? Are you short on food and supplies? Like the important things, like stuff that I think about, like, that when you're downrange and you go to these villages and you're speaking in the native tongue, you're asking, you want to ask them, do y'all have medical supplies? Like, what do y'all do when, problems occur? This, that, and the other. And those are the things that you could do on these door-to-door interactions. And some could be real civilians and on some training day shit. Some could be some like, let's say actors. So like you could have a new recruit that's going to do his door-to-door interaction, and you have nothing but actors inside the household, and you set up a scenario to make that person to react to. And you gotta, you give them a gun in the morning and say, yeah, it's got real bullets, but really it doesn't. You know what I mean? And then you can create some crazy situations for a recruit to go through to get them to score them on how they do, alongside having, real civilians play in the mix. So that's kind of my I guess my idea with cops. And of course, I guess amongst other things, the training is so important as far as like being able to control your emotions, and being like, just being aware in situations. That's like a huge thing. Being able to stay calm in stressful situations. Stressful situations can range from, I'm talking to nobody and it's a little bit stressful, and I don't even stress like that. I don't trip like that, but I can only imagine the anxiety some people get talking to another person and trying to get like that whole dynamic down. Not everyone can do it. And it does take training. It takes practice. Like you weren't good at, conducting conversations when you first learned to talk. You just weren't, but you thought you were, but you weren't. It always takes time to learn to do those things. And at the end of the day, I guess my biggest thing is, I think police should definitely start having 2 pistols on their hip. The first one should be nothing but a rubber bullet clip, or the first gun should have, or even I guess just different clips, and the first clip being like, I don't know, say 5 rubber bullets, and then the next clip being lethal, just so we can, you crack a dude hard enough with some rubber bullets or some shit, they'll go down, or beanbag, or whatever it may be. But you gotta start, clip management, or like I said, having 2 different weapons. One weapon, with the rubber bullets, the other weapon that you have to go and do a different draw to get to, for lethal action. At the end of the day, I get that that I hate to even say it, but bad shit happens, and sometimes you gotta use lethal force. But that's probably a last resort, you know. It'd be dope to see on the news that, like, you know, 0 deaths today in America, but that'd be crazy. I think the stat is like someone dies every 60 seconds in the world or something like that. But it'd be crazy that, you know, if there was like a no deaths in the world today, like that'd be a crazy day, you know. Not who knows, maybe it's happened before, we just don't know. But yeah, I realize a lot of education is kind of I guess as far as America is like based on capitalism. So like you have to, as an individual, go and capitalize on what's the information that's out there, that's given. So I did my call out because people need to see the show of me throwing these things. And I've talked about the more important part, the cops and the whole idea of protecting and serving. I'm just trying to think of things that, you know, of course, me being, you know, I'm human. I try to help myself from the get go. I'm trying to, you know, get my stuff together, and then, but more importantly, I want to help other people. And I feel like you see on TV, cops are struggling, people are struggling, and it's not fun to see people struggle. I think, you know, it's not fun seeing people struggle. It really isn't. And, you know, thinking back to, you know, my prior military service, I kind of understand all the different branches, you know, Navy, Army, Marines, National Guard, Air Force, volunteers, thugs, Crips, Bloods. No, I'm just kidding. But what I'm kind of going with this is a little peace of mind. I think would be good for the American people, as far as, you know, these news outlets are reporting so much different information. And it's like, if I was a reporter, I would want to be talking to different, you know, avenues within the military or even the government. You know, what is the emergency plan for our state, or you know, for even, you know, as a mayor for our town, what's the emergency plan for our town? Having those as like a TV channel, like your town's plan or your city's plan, you know, having that kind of information out there would be, you know, I think, you know, a step in the right direction. Everything that I say is, I'm just trying to think a step in the right direction. But don't be like me. And actually, you know, 1 or 2 a day ain't too bad. 1 or 2 a week. Yeah, everything's, you know, But I think that would be a good, you know, if I was the media, that's what the answers that I would be looking for. Instead of like, you know, uh, these big news companies could instantly turn into, you know, something good. They had the platform. I mean, to where they could, you know, really help. I mean, you could have TV channels that were set to driving instruction, or TV channels that are set to, you know, first instruction on first aid, or even deeper stuff like TV channels that have footage of every single, you know, heart bypass that's ever been done, or, I mean, the you know, you could have a TV channel showing, you know, I mean, you know, how a car is just put. You can just have a TV channel that's nothing but a car being put together and taken apart from point A to point Z. You know, all the different things. You know, you can just get so creative with all the different types of TV channels that could be out there. That could be, you know, dedicated to moving people along instead of, you know, I guess that's just me being a, you know, a very visual learner. I think that was about it today. That's what I wanted to get out. I hope y'all enjoyed. Again, this is the oh, by the way, everything's okay, great. Biggest arms, this west of what you know is best. And I love y'all. See you on the other side. Peace.